So today's question was, why do so many people keep saying that the Civil War was about states' rights? Now, I assumed that you got the correct answer, which was because of willful ignorance and the miseducation of history. Did everybody get that answer? Now, if you said mass hallucinations, I don't think I would have taken off a point. I would have given a half a point because that would still explain a lot. Yes, yes. But no, willful ignorance slash miseducation of history. And the miseducation of history is thanks to the daughters of the Confederacy, the lost cause theory, and the rewriting of history books. Yeah, yeah. Let's take a minute and talk about it. Now, we've talked about the Daughters of the Confederacy before, but I can't remember if we've ever talked about the Lost Cause theory. Yeah, high level. The Lost Cause theory is the South's version of the Civil War and Reconstruction. Yeah, it says that slavery was a benevolent institution, that enslaved people were happy and enslavers were kind and gentle. Yeah. It says that the Civil War wasn't about slavery, it was about states' rights. The Reconstruction era was a period of Northern aggression, not the reunification of the country or, giving former slaves rights. And it portrays the South as the victim while glorifying the KKK. Yeah, there's more to it, but those are the highlights. Now, a recap on the Daughters of the Confederacy. They're a real prize. Now, they are an American neo Confederate women's heritage organization made up of the descendants of the Confederate veterans. They are best known for honoring Confederate veterans of the Civil War, memorializing the Confederacy. You can thank them for those Civil War statues. Yeah. And promoting and spreading the lost cause theory by rewriting textbooks. The year was 1919. The place, Atlanta. It was an annual reunion. The United Confederate Veterans set up a committee to promote the lost cause version of history through textbooks. And guess who spearheaded this effort? Did you say the Daughters of the Confederacy? Oh my gosh, you would be correct. They published Mildred Rutherford's Measuring Rod to Test textbooks and reference books, and it set the standards for what was acceptable in history textbooks. And what was acceptable was the lost cause mythology, shortened into accessible bullet points to make it easy. Now, they came out with a list of textbooks that offended them as well. So you've got an approved list, and you've got a list that offended them. And the list that offended them would be banned. They relentlessly lobbied legislatures for public school textbooks that presented a pro-Confederate version of history and successfully blacklisted other books. So states like Mississippi, North Carolina, and Texas partnered with them on their textbooks. And when they weren't rewriting history, they were brainwashing their children. At the Children of Confederacy meetings, yes, they have a Children of Confederacy group. Yeah. But at their meetings, they were taught the approved version of Confederate history, which emphasized states' rights as the reason that the Southern states left the Union. If slavery is discussed at all, It was vehemently denied as having played any role at all in secession. This feel good fiction was shared openly, sanctified by state and local governments via school naming, monument erections, and introduced to each new generation at the earliest possible age. They embedded their version of Confederate history into Southern society. So now it's their heritage. It's not just history, it's their heritage. You see what I'm saying? They embedded it into the home, cemeteries, churches, city squares, street names, colleges, and schools, and more. They made erasing it physically difficult and personally painful. Who was it? It was a communications studies scholar. His name is W. Stewart Towns. He noted that the Daughters of Confederacy, their work is one of the essential elements of perpetuating Confederate mythology. They made it so that it became a part of their heritage. That's why they can conflate a Confederate flag as part of their heritage.